communicates with us in our most set-apart place within our Mishkan, which is within our heart, that through the Ruach and through Mashiach, we are able to understand the Word, who is Yeshua. So this is very important, that we take our lives, we're constructing something so much more important than just mediocre. Now, let's see. We are created to be a tabernacle, dedicated to the service of Elohim and to one another, in which Elohim chooses to dwell. He chooses to dwell within us if we build our Mishkan on the sockets of redemption. So the Torah has a detailed description of the Mishkan. And it's something that we should take note of. Just as the description of its construction is detailed, so should we strive to be detail-oriented in our growth and in our relationship with our Elohim. Now, when I say Elohim, I'm not just saying God. We said before, there's not really a word for God in Hebrew. When I say Elohim, I understand that it means mighty one, it means ruler, it means judge. The root of Elohim means ram, and it means terebinth. We understand ram is an animal used for redemption. The terebinth tree is where Abraham rested. So we take a complete picture of Elohim, that he is our mighty ruler. He's the one that leads us, teaches us, guides us. That he is our judge, that can bring us redemption and rest. Hebrew is an explosive language. To simply say God is to say, well, which one? There's a lot of deities.
Makes
Okay?
sense.
I'm building a relationship, and these are the kind of details I'm talking about. Is how detail oriented can I get in my relationship? Like we said, there's no less than 13 chapters in the book of Shemot that are filled with the detail of the Mishkan's construction, from the dimensions of every pillar to the colors in every tapestry. We consider that we have 13 chapters devoted to the Mishkan as compared to one chapter that is devoted to the creation of the universe. We have 3 chapters that are devoted to the giving of the Torah at Sinai. So this is a very important thing that we have to keep in mind, is the detail orientation. The Torah also conveys many of the complex instructions that we get in verses, also in sentences, in words, as well as in just a single letter. We can get an idea of what our Elohim is telling us. So it's extremely detail-oriented, and we have to apply this and be as detail-oriented in our life so that we do build the Mishkan according to the specifications of Elohim. And if we consider that the purpose of creation is embodied by these silver sockets, bracing rods, tapestries and furnishings, copper stakes and silver hooks, then we say that every detail is of supreme importance to us for our growth and in our relationship within the service of Yahuwah, our Elohim, as well as our relationship and our service to our fellow human beings. Now, one more thing about the Mishkan. The Mishkan has 3 domains. It has the courtyard, the sanctuary, and then the most set-apart place. It's commonly called the Holy of Holies. And we've said there's really not a word for holy in Hebrew. Our Elohim is Kodesh. He is set apart. He is distinct from anything else. There's nothing like him. So this place that is set apart specifically to him. But we can consider these domains as divisions in our very lives, because the task of making Elohim a dwelling in the lower realms embraces all areas of life. We serve Elohim in our most exalted moments as we worship. this is the most set apart place, that our worship is, we are connecting to Elohim. The anointing and the word within us connects to Elohim through the Ruach. This is the most set apart place. We also come to, let's see, where were we? We come to the point where we also serve Him in our efforts to improve the world around us. This is the sanctuary, that we're working on serving Him in a set way to improve things, to improve our world, but also that it involves everything that we do in the most ordinary activities of everyday life. And this brings us into the courtyard. This is a place where everybody was allowed to come in. So we see ourselves as a tabernacle, that we are open on the outside, that our service is dedicated to our Elohim, and that inside, the very deepest part, is where we are connected to our Elohim, that allows us to do everything else. According to Nachmanides, and he is called the Ranbam, the essence of the dwelling for Elohim is its spiritual core. When we say the spiritual core, we say that set apart place, the Holy of Holies, is the very spiritual core of our relationship with Elohim, our heart. So he writes, the main object of the sanctuary is to serve as the resting place of the divine presence. When we say the Ve'ahavta, we say the Shema and we say the Ve'ahavta, but we say we shall love, or we will love, or you shall love Yehovah your Elohim with all your heart. It's the first thing. And this is the first thing in line, that without being able to love Elohim with our heart, we can't love Him with our soul and our mind, and we can't love Him with our strength. We have to be able to connect to Him in order to love Him with our mental faculties and our physical faculties. So this is why it's so important that we understand that within the Mishkan that we are, that our heart is the core of where everything begins. In considering this, we understand that for us to be the Mishkan, we are also the sanctuary and the house that the Spirit of Elohim dwells in at our very core. Through His anointing, Mashiach, that dwells within us, we are able to connect to Elohim, and then through the Ruach HaKodesh receive instruction through His Word. Now, we have another ancient rabbi called Maimonides, which is called the Rambam, defines the sanctuary in the Mishnah Torah that he wrote as a house for Elohim that is designed for the offering of sacrifices. In considering this, we see that the Mishkan that we are is also to be used in the service of Elohim as well as in the service of our fellow human beings. So, in everything that we've considered, the Mishkan has two ideas in which we can define the concept of a physical place and structure that serves as a dwelling for Elohim. First, it's a place where and through which Elohim chooses to reveal Himself to us. Okay? That once we have purchased our redemption, once we have built the sockets, once we have built the Mishkan, that this is when Elohim begins to reveal Himself to us, because we are so much more focused in the Word. We want to build that relationship, and we begin to see how Elohim works in our lives in every aspect, not just when we're sitting on a pew or in a Reb Shabbat service. And the second one is a place where and through we can serve our Elohim and love our neighbors as ourselves. This is, Teruma has got a lot of stuff in it, and we couldn't go through all of Teruma in a week if we wanted to. But we understand from this part of Teruma, the importance of being detail-oriented in building a life and a relationship with our Elohim, that we are the Mishkan. And the same detail that went into building the Mishkan, this talked about in Torah, is the detail that we have to go into in building our relationship with our Elohim. Any questions? Well, we've achieved grooviness.
Again. That was